through the Collect and Analyse window in a bit more detail. First key point to notice is the Calculate Based On area. This is where you select the type of data you are collecting. If you have a position transducer only, you would select displacement only. If you were using a force plate only, you'd use force only. And if you're using a force plate and a position transducer, you would select both. I'm just going to open some data, so we've got something in the window. Open a single CMJ. Okay. Right. Once we've got the data in the window, we can choose how we want to display it, as displacement, as velocity, as acceleration, as force, and as power. In this case we're going to use displacement. All of these values here that are listed are relative to the data to display that you've selected. So if you have displacement selected, the maximum will be your maximum displacement, the minimum will be your minimum displacement, the average will be average displacement, and the time difference will be the length of the exercise. So if we go to velocity, you'll notice those values change. So you've now got a maximum velocity of 2.428 meters per second, minimum of minus 2.236 meters per second, etc. Same for acceleration, same for force, same for power. Back to displacement. Now we'll go through the set points. If you place a set point in your graph, let's say we're going to put set point 1 on the flat portion here. Point 1 up the top will display the time in which it was placed in the exercise, which is at 1.04 seconds, and it will give you the displacement if you have displacement sectored in data to display. If you have velocity, it will give you the velocity, acceleration, and this is all at that point in the graph. Notice if I move that graph to, say, that set point to there, you'll notice the acceleration value changes. Put set point 2 in. So we want to put it, go back to displacement, put it just before the landing. See the time. Move the set points simply by clicking on the direction buttons. Small movements, larger movements, or we can seek, which will find critical points such as displacements close to 0, peak displacement, to 0 again, etc. You can also zoom in on the selected portion of the graph. This will be between set point 1 and set point 2. So if we click zoom, once we've zoomed into that portion of the graph, we can scroll right, scroll left, zoom in again, zoom out one, or we can expand the graph back to the complete data set. So we've got our force here. So we've deselected the landing spike at the moment. We can reselect that now. And we'll give us a maximum value of force for that. Deselect it by moving the set points again, and now we've just got the maximum force shown here, not including the landing spike. You've also got your save data button, which you will use to save the whole data set out after the exercise is completed. Real-time plot, which will plot the data as the exercise is being conducted. Count-in start, which will give you a count-in before the exercise starts. And the usual 0 force, 0 displacement and collect data buttons.